You love when that. If you ever been to Cartier, they do a good job back and
So we appreciate you, Kevin. This is from our family to yours, to you.
Thank you.
And you've done so much for our family. You've introduced me to this beautiful woman who's soon to be my wife. But
She shot a shot.
She got that significant character.
Significant character. There's so many of these little catchphrases.
Yes. I was actually listening to that broadcast with you three with the city.
Oh, wow.
And I was like, oh, let's go back to the Facebook group.
Which one was it? The shoot the shot video?
And the thing is, her family has Dominican roots. And so I was looking at her. I'm just checking this out.
Oh, yeah, baby. Won't break. Woo! This the Ooh collection?
Yeah.
Oh shit.
Yeah, earrings,
Thank you.
I was thinking
It's been a good day.
Sons of all, but then I was like, what's
This is the ginger. This is the ginger one. Rust. Pink. That's the amber. Yeah. You can give it a shout out. You can give it a shout out next time you do the show. You can give it a shout out.
This is
The Oud collection, one of the best Oud collections in the world, and nobody really knows about this. I need to talk about it. I told you, I've been people heard the fragrances. Thank you, guys.
Thank you, sir.
My name is Kobe Burt, and I'm 36 years old, and I'm from Pensacola, Florida. I've been a fan of Kevin Samuels for a little over a year and a half now. Kevin helped me understand my value as a Black man. He also equipped me with tools on how to properly vet a potential wife. He taught me how important it is for Black men to take control of our image. Kevin Samuels was the blueprint for becoming the best version of yourself, all while remaining confident, intelligent, and assertive. Kevin started a much needed conversation within the Black community, and it took the world by storm. Kevin will be dearly missed, and may he continue to rest in peace.
Kevin Samuels, you came into my life a little over a year ago when I started watching your content, and you were that father figure that I never had growing up. I grew up just like you. Single mother raised, middle-class household. Papa was a Rolling Stone. He wasn't really there. I had to learn a lot of things on my own, and come to find out I was so behind in life until I came into your content. You have taught me so much about adulthood, manhood, leveling up, high-value men. And listen, Kevin Samuels, I have leveled up so much in life to say I'm only 21 years old due to your content, due to everything that you have taught me. And I promise you, I will be a high-value man in years to come, thanks to you, the Godfather. Kevin, we love you. I love you. And everything that you have taught me, I will instill it into my children, my little cousins, and any young man that I see that needs help and guidance growing up. Kevin, I thank you because you instilled that into me, and I'm going to take that and instill it into someone else. Thank you. Love you, Kevin.
One of the many messages I learned from Brother Kevin Samuels is to be the best version of yourself. If you know you got something going on, if you got issues that need to be addressed, get help, whether it be therapy or, and like in my case, I hired a life coach. I spent the money. I invested in myself. It's been a great help, and I wouldn't have never done that if I hadn't heard it from somebody who looked like me. I did have a father in my life, but he worked so much like many of our fathers that there was a void. Kevin filled that void. I'll be eternally grateful for Kevin Samuels, eternally grateful for the sacrifice the family gave, for giving him to us. And I just want to thank you all, say God bless, and just know that he meant a lot to a lot of us. And it was just a short time, but the lasting effects are going to be forever. Thank you.
What's up, you guys? This is Dennis Sperling. Welcome back to the broadcast. I hope you guys enjoy that intro. That's going to be part of the memorial that's going to be on Sunday. We're going to have lots of people who've decided to send in their video memorials. I appreciate that. I have room for a few more. Before we get going good, make sure you hit the #1 button. Let me know if you can hear out. It's my understanding that we're having some issues with the tech, If you guys can hear me, hit the number 1 button. But I want to first give a big shout out to all of the people who supported Mr. Samuel's family, who have been polite and who've been kind, who have had wonderful things to say. And I hope that his mother on Saturday, when she sees this, I hope she's very appreciative of the fans. I did speak with her this morning, and unfortunately, the first thing she mentioned was she brought up all the negativity, you know, and you know, that's not something that I can control. I don't think that's something anybody can control. But what I am doing is what you see me doing. Now, there's some things I want to talk about. You know, you guys saw the thumbnail, you know, and I pretty much have stated my opinion several times. But I think one thing you guys don't understand is that Kevin was nice. And I'm not nice, but not in the sense that you think. I mean, what I mean is Kevin was one of those men, or is one of these men that still has hope for the Black community, hope for what we have right now, can carry forward. Unfortunately, what I've seen, especially over the past week or so, has undone any feelings of hope that I have for the Black community. We truly don't love each other. I mean, it is a horrible sickness that we face. It is truly a horrible thing to have your own group of people lambast you and destroy your character and your reputation while your body hasn't even been laid in the ground. And so because of that, I think that, you know, it feels as though all the hope is gone, the hope that Kevin had brought back. There's a reason why there are so many men who came to the Black manosphere, because they themselves had given up hope. They had really thought that there's nothing in the United States for them. They don't get the respect they deserve. They don't get any of that. And so because of that, they had just either emotionally detached themselves from the Black community, or literally departed the Black community. We have entire movements dedicated to what's called SYSBM, or Save Yourself Black Man. And so this is for a reason. Reason being, because Black men have pretty much given up hope. Kevin Samuels kind of gave us hope back. Again, I was one of those men who said, I'm absolutely done trying to date as a man in the United States. I can't do it. I can't do it because why? Because it's too hard. You get stuck with child support. You deal with disrespectful women. You're always subject to get divorced, you know, and women are the ones filing the divorce. So as a man here in the United States, it's just worthless. And then the level of disrespect that you have to deal with. This is where we are, you know. And so what I want you guys to do is just understand that, you know, Kevin was the nice guy in that he had hope. People like me, and there's so many others, we just don't have hope anymore. And I don't think, based on what I see, there is any hope. I just see it as a terrible thing. You know, I'm a man. I have 3 sons, 3 beautiful sons that I love dearly. And one of them, as you guys know, some of you know, he doesn't even live in this country because at that point, you know, I was planning to leave, you know, and most of my time over the past 10 to 12 years has been spent overseas. And even now, my fiance, although she's American, she has roots in the Caribbean, roots overseas, and we have every intention of leaving. but I have to wait until my sons grow up. I have to wait till they get up and grow. But I'm not the only one. And if I didn't have them, I would have left already. Kevin Samuels gave us hope. He gave us men. And see, he belongs to us. And you may not like what he had to say, ladies, but there are millions of other men of all races who feel the same way Kevin Samuels felt. For some reason, Black American women seem to think that they're the only ones that Kevin Samuels was referring to. But that's just not true. The dating scene in the United States is pretty much the same for all men here. It's just a horrible situation. So guys are not dating. That's why men are not getting married. Black pill. Shout out to BGS Ibmore. I need somebody to go over to BGS Ibmore's, go over to his channel, hit him up, tell him I'd like to invite him over today, because I think he more than anyone else can explain to us my sentiments, you know, the black pill sentiments at this point. Because Kevin, he was red pill, but he also believed in marriage, which makes him basically a purple pill. You see what I'm saying? So as far as manosphere conversations, but tell BGS Ibmore I just sent him a message to try to get him in here. I'd like him to come in, but in the meantime, you guys, I want to talk about something. I want to talk about the heckling and the trolls. This is what I want to talk about. Keep in mind, I am not Kevin Samuels' attorney. I don't represent his family. I stand nothing to gain at all. No financial gain at all. I'm doing this purely out of respect and admiration for my friend, and that's it. I don't even want to represent my friend in any way. I just want him to be peacefully placed in the ground. I want his mom to have peace. That's it. And I'm doing the very best I can to do that. But here's the thing. The way Black Americans are allowing other Black people to attack and the now dead Kevin Samuels displays to the world how disgusting Black Americans have become. Unfortunately, sometimes it takes a major crisis, including death, to find out who people really are. If you disrespect your own like that, you can't expect others to respect you. Even in the streets, dissing a dead homie isn't acceptable. That's literally what gangbangers do when they seek violence. See, we're quick to get upset and angry when other races disrespect us or kill us. But when we do it to our own people, nothing is said. See, you know a fruit, you know a tree by the fruit it bears. Unfortunately, these people in our community right now are solidifying the world's perception of our group at large. Now, you've had dozens of prophets and truth speakers come to us and speak to us, right? During slavery and after slavery was over. And they foretold, and it is foretold in scripture, that we as a people would have these problems. But at this point, our people are heathens. And I'm afraid that the Most High has abandoned us. See, there'll never be another Kevin Samuels. And despite what you think, he was trying to unify Black people and bring back the Black community through marriage and sustained relationships. He was doing it by bringing about understanding. And although that understanding may have sounded harsh or critical, it was necessary. How many of us have had a teacher that loved us, or a coach that loved us, that yelled at us and screamed at us and pushed us and pushed us? And then finally, when we pushed ourselves to the limit and when we became the best we could be, we then realized how much he loved us and appreciated us. And we look back at those men and women and we say, wow, Miss such and such or Miss such and such really cared. They were really dedicated. That's where Kevin Samuels was. For years, he sat at the foot of people like Mumia Obsidian Ali, BGS Ibmore, and all the other men in the Black manosphere. Kevin had hinted to the fact that he came into the Black manosphere the same way I did, MGTOW. That's the introduction. You were learning, you were listening. And then he began to realize something that I've realized. And it's easy for you all to check out. If you look at the demographic trends, you will find that the community known as Black Americans, those of us who are descendants from the slaves who were in this country, is beginning to dissipate. In about 50 years, what we know as the Black American community will no longer exist. That's what Kevin Samuels was thinking about. That was what the screaming and the hollering was about. He realized that. I realized that. But the difference between Kevin Samuels and I is that he was willing to stay here and fight with you and try to get you to do better. But there are hundreds of thousands, maybe millions of other Black men who have said, I'm done. I'm SYSBM. I'm save yourself, Black man. I'm ghost. I'm not rebuilding any communities. I'm not investing in anything in this country. I'm out. Kevin Samuels, on the other hand, said, no, there's hope. I'll talk to the men. I'll get them to come around. Then I'll talk to the women and I'll get them to come around. Now, he worked wonders with men, and he did a yeoman's job bringing them together. But when he got to the point of the women, he was deemed controversial. He was deemed to be a misogynist, a chauvinist, a hater of women, specifically of Black women. All of this you say about this man who is married to 2 Black women, has a Black daughter who he loves dearly, and his Black mother who loves him dearly, who, by the way, didn't even know her son was famous and didn't know much about his work. Kevin saw the future. We all, those of us here in the Black manosphere, which is in effect a think tank. That's why you have brilliant minds like Dr. T. Hassan Johnson, Dr. Ron O'Neill, the Green Gorilla, the G with the PhD. These are the minds that you have here. Unfortunately, for Black America, you don't get to hear these prophets on mass media. You have to come here to YouTube and you have to hear what Black men who know are thinking. All you all saw was a preview of what's going on and what has been going on here on YouTube for the past 10 years. These intellectuals, 15, maybe 20 years. Kevin Samuels was a spokesperson for the Black community. He was he was a harbinger of what's to come. But more importantly, he spoke the truth and he knew what he was talking about because it was well researched, well studied. He got a PhD, 2 of them, took 10 years working here with us. But more importantly, he came to a different conclusion. He came to a conclusion that there was hope and there was possibilities. I don't believe there is. Maybe I'm pragmatic, maybe I'm negative, whatever. He was clearly an optimist. The man had planned on making $100 million, using the internet after he had gotten things squared away. This was his plan, or more. But now he's gone. Now, the other thing I want to talk to you guys about, and why we seem to be getting so much pushback, I want you guys to remember, and if you look at these videos of Kevin Samuels interacting with the ladies who called his show. Look at some of the videos. Kevin was always respectful. He was always respectful, but he also reflected what was shown. Thus, if the caller was courteous and they had a polite discussion, right, there was no problem. But as soon as someone got rude or crude, Kevin did what? He matched their level. And you can't be mad at him for that. In very much the same way, I've answered these crass statements on behalf of Kevin as he's no longer here to speak for himself. Now, I'm doing it in my own way, but still, I'm the person who's defending my dead friend's honor, and he was an honorable individual. And so I understand what I'm doing. And it has to be done. See, the community is not used to black men protecting other black men at a high level, nor do they ever want to see that, because that might demonstrate to them that we have some degree of self-respect and self-love and integrity, especially if we're willing to do it without any compensation, which is where I am. I'm not acting as Kevin Samuels' lawyer. I'm not acting as his lawyer for his family. I don't want to represent them as an attorney in any way. The only thing I'm interested in is making sure we put out positive, accurate narratives about my friend. You understand that? And if you're with me on that, hit the KS button, because there's a lot of misinformation floating around. You have a young woman giving radio shows pretending that she's Kevin Samuels' daughter, and she looks absolutely nothing like Kevin Samuels' daughter. And just so you all know, Kevin Samuels' daughter is not even that light skinned. And it's just ridiculous, that anybody can come out and do anything and say anything about this man. And they're all lies. And it's not just on the internet. You have publications, you have artists, you have entertainers saying these things. And this is horrible. Now, I think it's just the right thing to do to defend a good man and his family from these cowards and vultures. Now, I'll challenge you on this and tell me I'm wrong if I'm wrong. If Kevin Samuels was a single black mother, nobody would have a problem with me protecting him at all. But unfortunately, many of them were raised by people without integrity. For everything they see, for them, everything is transactional. Because the women that raised them, for everything, it was transactional for them. And that's a whorish mentality. And you can read into that what you want. See, before Kevin Samuels' death, I had a dedicated following. And I showed men, especially those who were raised by single mothers, how to be good fathers. That's what we did on this page. And my hope was that if I taught men how to better raise their sons and daughters, but specifically their sons, then when my sons grew older, they would have other men around them who were strong, filled with integrity, good, solid guys. So they wouldn't be by themselves. They would, in effect, have brothers in the making. I hope that has helped many of you brothers who are watching my channel for the past 2 years. But this was my channel. This was my dedicated channel. And yeah, it was growing, but it was growing in the direction I wanted. It was 90% men. 90% men who wanted to be good fathers, who wanted to be good men, strong men. That's what this channel was about. And the reason that most people know about me here in the manosphere is because my channel was important, because it was impactful. Now, you may not have liked what I said, you may not like my philosophy, but my guys who've been here, they were a dedicated group. We were like the 300 of the manosphere. hardcore, dedicated, and this is who we were. Now, I've invited other folks to come in, welcome. But you come in, you leave, that's fine. We'll still be here. But here's the thing. Now that I have folks attacking Kevin Samuels, and now I'm attacking him back, I find it interesting that when I'm attacking these bullies, or when these bullies are running around and saying whatever they want, you guys have no problem with them roaming free. But when someone moves in and starts handling these bullies, all of a sudden people become referees and veteran UN peacekeepers. Keep that same energy against the beta male, blue pill simp, and misandrous feminazis that are attacking Kevin Samuels. You see, I don't believe you. I know I'm dealing with a disingenuous person when they start refereeing after the knockout. Once again, keep that same energy. See, because what I'm going to do is I'm going to continue ignoring these boss chick with 0 employees, queens without rings, and beta simp kings. See, they want to talk bad about my friend in public, but what? But you guys want me to stop defending him? Why don't you go over there and say, stop attacking him? And then the way in which I attack him, I'm going to save the civility for the civil. Many of you attacked the fact, oh, you're a lawyer. You shouldn't do that. Why not? I know how to fight standing up and on the ground. And see, it's about time we in this community, knowing we only have 50 years left, it's about time we start getting grimy with these heathens and savages that are destroying the Black community and the United States as a whole. The community needs to start cleaning house or we're going to perish. We are destined to perish in the next 50 years. We will dissipate. There will always be Africans in this country, but they're going to come from the Caribbean because they have a sustainable culture. They're going to come from Africa because they have a healthy culture. They're going to come from all over the world. They will be Africans, but they will not be Africans who have descended from the slavery in this country. This culture is toxic and it's going away. And if you have an inkling of saving it, you need to start dealing with these savages in the way that they need to be dealt with. These uncouth folks who are willing to say any and every damn thing and have no character about them. See, there's a season for all things. And that includes going to war. And for hitting back until your opponent can't hit anymore. We're dealing with a very old problem, so it's time to go Old Testament on them. Instead of turning the other cheek, which is something I've never done, right? We're going to respond right now. We're going to turn up. See, we need to fight this, and we need to fight until the ones who started it, the ones who are attacking, are suing for peace. This is not a time to heal. This is a time to kill the lies so that our brother's legacy can live. Now, if we leave their lies unchallenged, they'll be more accepted as truths. See, what the haters are saying and doing matters in this case because it's influencing and adversely affecting our community. We must challenge these lies with truth. Dealing with power from either side requires pettiness at times. And I am Kevin Samuels' petty friend. So, we must strip these people of power to frame the narrative and destroy the legacy of our brother Kevin Samuels. And we must speak truth to power. We shine the light in the darkness. A brother is no longer here to speak for himself, so we have to speak for him. We must stand for him. Mr. Samuels is dead, but he lives through us. And we have to make certain that we kill the lies, or guess what? We do that so our brother Kevin's truth can live on. Truth crushed to the earth shall rise again, but only if we lift it up. Now, that said, I want you to hit the KS button. Hit the KS button. Let me know you guys appreciate this conversation. And I want to show you something very peculiar, something I found to be very interesting, which was emailed to me this morning. All of these trolls who are on YouTube, all of these people who are disparaging Kevin Samuels, they're jumping on me too. I'm going to get at them after a while. But I'm dealing with these people who are attacking my brother first. But I want you guys to make sure you go address them in a way, in a language in which they can understand. You can't talk civil to the uncivilized. Keep in mind that. But I want to show you guys something, and I think it's very important. And this is an article that I received. If I can pull it up real quick. One minute. And it has to do with Kevin Samuels' name and likeness and logo. And if I can pull it up, I will. It's taking a little bit longer. But I want y'all to check this out. Y'all make sure y'all hit the #1 button. Let me know you appreciate this conversation. I think it's necessary. I don't mind. I think it's very necessary. Let's see if I can get this in here. But you guys, what you should be doing in the meantime is you definitely should be going to these troll channels and giving them that work. You definitely need to be going over there to these troll channels and lighten their comment section up. Go give them $2 and tell them that's what they're worth. And call them all the names that you can call them. Anything you can think of. That's what you do. Go give them that work. Now, let me show you guys something. I'm sharing the screen right now. This is something that I found this morning. While you all are fighting over Kevin Samuels and what he meant to you and how he made you feel, this Sam's Club, and I don't know if it's the real Sam's Club or some fake Sam's Club, is selling this online right now. Rip Kevin Samuels, The Godfather Collection. I love Kevin Samuels, French Toast Your Feelings. And they got a white woman up in there holding it up. They got coffee cups down here. They got T-shirts. This is what they're doing to your legacy. You wonder why we don't have anything in the Black community, don't you? You wonder why we don't have anything? You wonder why when Black men build stuff, we don't ever reap the benefit of it? Well, here's an example of why. You're too busy attacking your greatest leaders and your heroes and whatnot, and other folks then come along and steal the money that they intended for you. This is what you're looking at right now. You're seeing it happen right now in this generation. You know how you Negroes love to say, we're not our ancestors, right? And I know this is probably not Sam Clubs owned by Sam Walton, but it's some business online selling it. They're probably in China somewhere. But my whole point is, you see what they're doing. They're stealing this man's legacy right now. You got Black folks who is his own people, who he came from, attacking him. And you got these folks over here stealing his legacy. And you guys think I'm the bad guy. I'm going to go ahead and I'll be the bad guy. I don't mind being the bad guy. But what I'm saying is, this is what happens. Do you benefit from the NAACP anymore? But that was started by Black folks, wasn't it? When you go to HBCUs, you go to the graduate schools, it's mostly not Black folks. Go to a nursing school at Southern University. Go to the Southern University Law Center. Go to the Texas University Law Center, a law school. Everything our ancestors set aside for us, we too busy bickering back and forth because our feelings got hurt. Now, do you see that? Haven't y'all heard that over the past 2 years? French toast your feelings. Kevin Samuels. So while you arguing, these folks are going to be taking your black dollars into their black neighborhoods. Now, again, some of you are saying, well, Uncle D, why don't you sue him? Look, I am not representing Kevin Samuels' estate. Well, what can you do? I am not representing my friend's estate. I have no financial interest in any of his business. I'm just pointing out to you what's going to happen or what's happening. It's happened before, and it's going to happen again. And here's my problem with you all. And I want y'all to understand. Here's my main problem with you all. This big bad Generation X and millennials and the Zennials and all of y'all, well, we not our ancestors. They wouldn't do us like that. They doing your butt like it right now. And Generation X is the last generation of people, of men, of women who were so-called race loyal. And Kevin Samuels came up out of our generation. There is not going to be any more people who are going to speak the truth to you. Some of you call them prophets. Some of you just call them truth speakers. I call them a friend. There are not going to be any more truth speakers that come up because there's not enough people who are loyal to what is known as the black community to do it. Generation X, they're in their 40s and 50s. If they were going to pop up, they would have been popped up. The millennials don't care. They're dating out. There is no more race loyalty. So in the next, you got a 50-year slide to the end. Everything that was black, the music, the jazz is going to go into somebody else's hands. And the people known as Black Americans are going to disappear. That's when they're going to give you reparations. When it's like 10,000 of us left in the country that can trace our history back. That's when they're going to give us reparations. But you won't get it now. You're going to wait till 25% of the Africans in this country are from somewhere else. Y'all know that, right? And when I say Africans, I'm referring to Africans from the Caribbean, South America, Central America, and the continent. So we have a dwindling population. Kevin Samuels was one of us. Y'all make a big deal about ADOS and FBA. Got it. Love it. Why don't you take better care of your brethren and sisters who are FBA and ADOS? This is a white woman holding up a Kevin Samuels pillow, apparently. A real fair skin. This is your legacy. And I don't want to get too black for the folks, this Kevin Samuels, but you welcome here too. I'm just pointing out something. I'm having a black conversation right now. Don't let it be too blackety black for you. You need to hear this. Y'all didn't appreciate Kevin Samuels. Now you got me. And I'm not that nice. I understand what Kevin was talking about. I've gone on several podcasts over the past couple of days. I've been on the news trying to explain to you all who this man was. He really loved black people. He gave a damn. That's why he continued to talk. And he tried to tell you that all the time. Hey, you know, if I didn't love you, I wouldn't talk. If I didn't love you, I wouldn't talk to you. If I didn't care about you, I wouldn't talk to you. But y'all didn't believe him. Y'all wanted him to shut up. And now he's shut up forever now. He's gone now. But look what's happening to his legacy. Look at it right there. There it is right there. You can expect movies, books, and they're going to write his story in the way they want to write it. And there's nothing you're going to be able to say about it because y'all gave him up. Y'all turned your backs on him. You turn your back on his family. You disparaged him in the news. And the person who's been asked to defend him, you're talking about me. You said I'm doing this for likes, subscribers. That's why I'm doing this. I can add all these subscribers up, and all of this will come up to about $25 at the end of the month. For another 25 bucks. That's why I'm doing this. See, the problem with so many of you guys, if you've never had and never seen black men take care of other black men, you've never seen integrity play out in public because you don't know integrity, because your mama's was transactional. Even now, if you want your mama to babysit your kids, most of y'all have to pay her to babysit your kids. Even your mama's transactional, and that's who raised you. You can't get anybody to do anything for free in your culture, amongst your people. You got to pay people. I'm not going to be talking about Kevin Samuels forever. Because y'all didn't listen to him. Why would you listen to me talk about him? Every now and then, I'll talk about high value men, what he meant by Green Henry or Blue Henry. But for the most part, we're going to get back to building men on this page. Because these men will then be able to do whatever they want to do in the world. Because y'all don't listen. You're hard-headed. Malcolm X told you were hard-headed. Martin Luther King told you were hard-headed. Frederick Douglass, Elijah Muhammad, Marcus Garvey, all of them told you were hard-headed. You're hard-headed people. The only problem is we don't have 400 years. You got 50. I'm sorry, it's 2022. You got 49. And then you're gone. And you have nobody to blame but yourself. Another brother, Mumia Obsidian by Ali. I love that name. Y'all don't know who that is. Y'all just know Kevin Samuels. Mumia Obsidian Ali. He said something so profound about 4 years ago, it stopped me in my tracks. The problem facing black folks going into the 21st century is that black men and women don't get along. Let me say that again for you guys who didn't get that in history class. No, I'm not talking about the quote by W.B. Du Bois, where he said that the problem going into the 20th century is racism. That ain't our goddamn problem no more. I don't care how much these race pimps and race hustlers try to push that. That is not our goddamn problem. Race is not our issue anymore. Racism is not our issue. Yes, I get it. There's systematic oppression, but we have mechanisms set up now that you can fight against that, because the racism is primarily designed to keep you in an economically compromised position. And you got 64% of black men in the middle class. That includes those who are upper middle class and rich. Black women are the most educated group in this country. We are less than 15% of the population, and we have $1.4 trillion in spending power. We are not our ancestors in that regard. We are not slaves. We are not enslaved. If you're enslaved right now, you're lying to yourself because you don't want to do what you need to do. You got all these other black men who've done well, all these other black women who are surviving and existing in this system. You're lying to yourself. Yeah, racism still exists. I agree with that, but it is not our major problem. As Mumia Obsidian Ali says, our problem going into the 21st century is that black men and women don't get along. That's our problem. Now, what does that mean? That means there is an extreme lack of unity. If you don't get along, you're not going to be together. You can't be a people if you're not together. So we dust. We go the way of the dinosaur. We go the way of the Native Americans. There'll be people looking like they're from somewhere else, anywhere but Africa, in 50 years claiming to be black, just like they have these $5 Indians out here. Oh, I'm Navajo, I'm Cherokee. Man, you look like you straight from England. This is your legacy right here. Now, for those of you guys who say I'm capitalizing on my dead friend's legacy, me talking about him after being asked, but after being sought out, found by his family to do this is what I'm talking about. It's my fault. On the other hand, you got people who Kevin Samuels despised who are making these horrible statements about him online, and y'all don't have no smoke for them. Those are the ones capitalizing on my friend's death. That's what they're doing. He didn't like them. Didn't like what they did, didn't like their character. He was very careful with the people that he even hung around. For the past week, all you got to do is put Kevin Samuels in your box, and guess what's going to happen? A lot of people show up. They're the ones getting likes. And here's another thing for the so-called intellectuals, like Dr. Watkins. These folks. Why did you debate him when he was here? Tom Likas. Mr. Likas, you are 40 years removed from any sort of mass media where people were listening to you. You had a radio show in the 90s when I was a teenager. How dare you say that Kevin Samuels stole your material? Did you come up with the term high value man? Or Blue Henry? I've never heard you call women Big Shirley as a mechanism to make them understand that they're overweight and undesirable and are post-wall. I've never heard you tell a woman, hey, I'm a PhD. You've never done any of that. How can you now try to claim my brother's legacy? Matter of fact, who did you get your game from? In the Bay Area. The terminology that you were using on the radio. I think we should look at E40 and ask him whether some of those phrases and terms that you were using came from him, like simp, partner. White boys didn't say simp. That came from E40 Fonzarelli. Yeah, in the yay. So basically, you co-opted and corrupted what was going on in the Bay Area because the black pimps had the lingo and the language. You put that on a radio show, made them money, and then when another black man comes along and says, hey, I see this, I see that, and then you try to say he stole it from you. No, you yourself are a thief, Mr. Tom Likas. You have no game with your big wide back self. You're not a pimp. You're just a fool that got married 7 or 8 times and got played. And you learn your lessons the hard way. Don't come at my brother like that. Game recognize game, homeboy. Period. Now stay in your lane before you get hit. Because somebody will call you out for the thievery that you did, Tom Likas. You ain't with the pimping, homeboy. You're a radio host. You're an entertainer. Anything you got from women is because you had paper, which means you were a trick. You know what that word is? Trick. But I digress. because this is not about people outside the group. We'll deal with them collectively. I'm talking about people inside of my group. I want to make sure I continue to give a big shout out to Tariq Nasheed, because under no circumstances did Tariq Nasheed attack my brother. He always kept it cavi. He was asked, what do you think about Kevin Samuels? And he showed appreciation and respect to Kevin Samuels. On the other hand, you got folks sending out slights, disrespectful while he was alive. And then when he died, now what? Oh, I want to give, y'all shouldn't be attacking him like that. You were the reason why some of these women were attacking brother Kevin Samuels, Dr. Johnson, Dr. Umar Johnson. You gave them the ammunition to attack this brother. And now you're sympathetic and empathetic after he's dead. I get it, but you were off cold then. So you can't make up for that. You are the reason that this is happening. Now, had you done what you're supposed to do and been on code and said, hey, this is my brother, recognize that this is my brother's keeper. You know what I'm saying? Look, he's making some truth. Sisters, you might not like what he's saying, but listen to what the man is saying. You know, be realistic. Listen, he's saying lower expectations. Stop disrespecting all these good black men out here. These are good black men out here. And you looking past them because you think he's an average brother. That's all the man was saying. But see, your problem, Dr. Johnson, like so many of our so-called black leaders who get that stamp of approval, who get permission from the white man, who have a name, you get too carried away with yourself. And then when you see somebody who you perceive as a threat, oh, you got to chop him down. He might be taking attention away from you. That's not cool, brother. And I love you, Dr. Johnson. I appreciate your work. I love your work. But goddamn it, you was wrong in this situation. And it's not sufficient for you to merely now try to defend this brother hindsight. And let me tell y'all something else. History is going to look at those of you all who attack Kevin Samuels with great vitriol. They're going to quickly determine that you all are the new sellouts in the black community, because Kevin Samuels' true work was bringing unity in the black community through marriage and relationships. So guess what history is going to do to you? It's going to look at you like the house Negroes and the sellouts that you're acting like you are right now. Now, again, I know we got Kevin Samuels fans in here, I know, and I'm real blackety black right now, I get it, but y'all gonna have to stay here because I'm not Kevin. I'm not nice like him. I don't typically make my conversations for a general audience. My conversation is particularly geared towards black men. But I know now that we have a lot of folks here who are Kevin Samuels fans, and I love you and I appreciate you and I'm glad you're here and you just want to get a little bit more. I get it. I understand. But black people need to hear this conversation right now. You guys who are attacking brother Kevin Samuels in his death, you sound like a bunch of house Negroes and sellouts. You look like you're straight out of Nova Scotia. Straight out of Scotland. Straight out of Ireland. Straight out of Poland. That's where you all are from. You sound like a bunch of racists. That's what I'm saying. Where's all the smoke for Dylan Roof?
Jessica DeLosa.
Where's that at? Talk to me. I see a bunch of house Negroes mad that the brother was getting too much attention, mad that the brother was telling you what's right and what's good for you, because it burns your ears to hear the truth, because it will require that you have to change. That's what I see. Kevin Samuels proved to me I was wrong when I gave up on the United States, and I managed to find a woman here. I had to listen to myself. He tells you to go to therapy. That's a good thing. He tells you to lose weight. That's a good thing. He tells you to get married before you carry. That's a good thing. He tells you to lower your expectations. That's a good thing. He tells men to work harder while you're young men. And get your game, get your money together. That's a good thing. So you can be a better producer and a better father. What's wrong with that? Why is that controversial? Isn't that what white men and Hispanic men and Asian men tell their men all the time? Why is that controversial? Telling a woman who's 355 pounds that she's overweight, why is that controversial? Telling her that you've had multiple children from multiple men, you shouldn't expect to get the type of man that every other woman wants. Instead, settle for somebody that will love you and treat you well, who is on your own level. Why is that controversial? It's controversial because it came out the mouth of a black man. That's why. If a white man was saying it, y'all would have ate it up. You do all the time because you never appreciate your own. The Bible says that a prophet is never appreciated amongst his own people. A prophet loved throughout the world is not and he was talking about Jesus Christ himself on that. You don't appreciate him till he's gone. That's how you Negroes are. You don't. You hated Malcolm when he died. You thought he was a troublemaker. You hated Martin Luther King when he died. He thought he was a troublemaker. Now you're begging the government to give you a day off. Most of you hate Farrakhan. Now, when he dies, 40 or 50 years from now, well, this is Farrakhan Street. Oh, I saw him when I was 10. Won't even say his name at your goddamn jobs. You hate your leaders. That's why they leave us. You don't protect your leaders, your thought leaders. You're terrible people. And you folks have showed your complete, whole, and entire backside. And I'm talking about Black Americans. You have showed your whole ass this past week. Those of you who didn't defend your brother and those of you who attacked your brother, you showed your complete, whole ass. The whole world saw you disrespect someone who they respected and loved. Largely and appreciated. The whole world loved Kevin Samuels. How do I know? Because I'm getting the messages. You guys saw at the beginning of the show. I got all these people sending me all these videos. It would take me 2 hours to put all these videos together and let them play continuously. The whole world loves Kevin Samuels, but you Negroes hate him. Or you know, wishy-washy on him. You can't say, I don't listen. Some of you dudes are afraid to tell your woman you listen to Kevin Samuels. You're scared. Even though you know what the man was telling you is the truth. Ma'am, you're big as a running back. Is that a lie? 215 pounds, 5'8". That's Emmitt Smith running into when he played at the height of Dallas. He's a running back. You big as Lawrence Taylor. Is it a lie? This man was speaking the truth. It's unfortunate that it's going to take about 5 or 10 years for y'all to truly appreciate him. It's just unfortunate. Take a quick break. We'll be right back. Get the KS button.
This is Judge Joe Brown, and it saddens me greatly that Kevin Samuels has left us so early in his life, and I extend my condolences to family, friends, and associates. I mark myself privileged to have had the opportunity to have interviewed him at some length. While some have forgotten that it was once a given that wrong and inappropriate conduct would be chastised, Kevin Samuels did not, and he did that when it was necessary, yet he encouraged people when it was helpful and appropriate to do so. Our pulpit preachers once did this, but it seems the art of denouncing sin and wrongdoing has been forgotten. It develops that we have gotten into a mindset where anything that might be imagined, even in a fever dream or while under the influence of something, has become appropriate. That is not something that should be the case, because that pathway leads to ruination and destruction. The deceased was a voice in the wilderness of sinfulness and wrong-headedness. He was a guiding light to mark the perils of licentiousness. We need more like him. We must hope that his clarion calls for decency, accountability, morality, ethics, duty, honor, purpose, and responsibility echo far into the future. Samuels constantly reminded us that it is never inappropriate, even if sometimes impolitic or unpopular, to correct incorrectness and demand behavior that does not work as an impediment to dignity, order, and public peace. We owe a debt of gratitude to this man. We and our posterity both needed and still need to hear his words of guidance and propriety. Thank you, Brother Samuels, for marking the trail toward redemption and success. Rest in power and peace, sir.
All right, we are back, you guys. I hope you guys appreciated that break. Make sure you hit the #1 button if you appreciate it. So this is the roast. I'm on these trolls. You guys think I'm too big to roast trolls? Look, let me explain something to you. If it's one thing I do know how to do is fight. I've been fighting since before I could read. And so fighting is what I do the best. Okay. So what I'm going to explain to you guys is, well, we're going to have some fun today. That's what we're going to do. We're going to get some laughs on these trolls today. Cause why not? You see what I'm saying? I don't think there's any problem with it, but let's go ahead and take a look at what I've been doing last night. Y'all say I filed some lawsuits today. All right. So I've been busy day, but I got time today. So let's look. I got this. Somebody decided this person called Women Love Toxic Clowns. And he's got that picture of Future up there. Can y'all see this? Hit the #1 button because we got jokes now. Now here come the jokes, right? I think this is the most recent one I put up, right? It says Dennis, the opportunist Sperling. Now let me give y'all some context. Basically, they're trying to say that because these folks came up, I got like 40 new followers or 40,000, 20,000 new followers or something like that. I don't give a damn about that. Haven't y'all heard Kevin Samuels mention my name at least half a dozen times on this podcast? And he tells you that Dennis is a very successful attorney. You think I give a hot damn? I have a whole TV show right now on that you can watch on Tubi. That's not what I do. I have my own podcast. I enjoy my thing. I enjoy what I'm doing. I enjoy my children. So this is how they attack the person who's attacking them. See, in my books, I refer to it as attack the tip of the spears. And when I talk about my books, I'm talking about my books that are on Amazon, Shameless plug. I'll plug that. And books on Amazon, Rules to Live By, How to Maintain Peace of Mind and Happiness in a Conflicted World. So basically, one of the rules is attack the tip of the spear. In other words, attack the part that's attacking you. So this is the way the trolls are attacking me. What are they doing? They basically saying you're an opportunist. This is a shaming tactic. And this is not going to work on anyone who is red-pilled and understands what shaming tactics are. But nevertheless, because they have no integrity, I went ahead and gave him this. He said, Dennis, the opportunity is Sperling. I said, your mama was an opportunist. She took the opportunity of gobbling up your other brothers and sisters. Tricking asshole. They needed that. Now I got some people, they responded, the people they found it interesting. And folks are saying, well, don't sink to that level, Dennis. Don't do that. Well, see, again, just like jujitsu, sometimes you have to get down on the ground and you have to fight with them. If you're fighting with somebody on the ground, then sometimes you got to get down on the ground and fight with. There's nothing wrong with getting on the ground and jumping on top of somebody and pounding their face into the dirt. This is why we learn to fight on the ground, okay? So let's go to some more. Y'all make sure if y'all find this entertaining, because this is what we're gonna use these trolls to entertain ourselves with. I'm gonna sue some of these doggone podcasters. Any one of them with more than 10,000 followers, I'm gonna sue you. Okay, you're gonna have to pay up. But the rest of y'all, we just gonna roast y'all for a little while. I think that's appropriate. Now here's somebody else, right? Let's check this cat out. We want to make sure we give everybody, we are equal opportunity troll roaster over here. So can y'all read that? So this cat named Luis Velasquez says this: weak-minded thinking, wasting your precious time, clapping back on people who don't deserve any attention. It means your time isn't precious as you think. Oh, well, it isn't my time, so it isn't my problem. Do what you want. If you don't get that weak beta male bullshit up out of here, excuse me for cussing y'all, I apologize, but let me, this is what I did. I said, are you entertained? You're on YouTube looking for entertainment. You never listened to KS. You didn't learn much. You were just there to watch him whoop that trick. So don't get all high and mighty. Enjoy the show. And that's what I really think. I think y'all, most of you guys, because after talking to people, y'all never actually listened to Kevin Samuels. If you did, you would understand that what he was saying was helpful and it was truthful. You're here for the entertainment. So I'm going to entertain y'all. Okay, I'm going to entertain. That's what you want. You want to be entertained? I'm going to entertain y'all using these trolls. Okay, here's another one I got for you. Let's see. We got plenty of them, man. I went in last night. You know what I'm saying? So let's see what we got here. Let's see if we got some more. This is one of my favorites right here. Somebody said this. They said, you're just looking for your 15 minutes of fame. All right. And I want to go ahead and pull this up as if I don't have 4 class action lawsuits pending, which is going to cause for my name to be all over the New York Times, the LA Times when they settle. This one, Lily G said, your 15 minutes are almost up. Using KS for clout is pathetic for someone who claims to be his friend. First of all, his mom and his best friend sought me out to help defray some of these people who are attacking them. You understand that? So this is not about me. This is not about clout, whatever the hell that word means. That's something y'all done made up. Is I don't know what the hell that means or what reference in which y'all saying. But nevertheless, so listen up closely. This was my response. I think this one, I probably put this up about 11 o'clock last night. So she said this: your 15 minutes are almost up. Using KS for clout is pathetic for someone who claims to be his friend. And of course, my response was blistering. It took 5 minutes for your daddy to get one, 5 minutes for your mama to wipe the best of you up off the floor, and 5 more minutes for your daddy to put on his pants, light up a Newport, and leave you and your mama's ass at the Motel 6. Now about that clout chase, how about you clout chase these nuts? That's a reference to Snoop Dogg. Shout out to Snoop, baby. Yeah, so this is what I'm doing with the trolls. Now, some of y'all might think this is petty, but unfortunately, the only thing people like this understand is when you get down and dirty with them. That's the only thing they understand. You cannot fight low-minded people with high-minded tactics. You got to get down and dirty in the mud and scrap it out with them. It's just like trying to fight a jiu-jitsu practitioner, but you're standing up. It's not going to work. It's a war tactic. I told you. Read my books. Here's one of the ones I like the best. Let me let you see this. Here's another cat. This dude decided to come, he decided he wanted to be a UN peacekeeper, right? And try to shame. These are more shaming tactics, right? All these so-called guys in the manosphere with the shaming tactics. All right. This is pathetic. This lets me know you're not actually listening. It lets me know you're not hearing when you start trying to use shaming tactics on red-pilled men, it's going to fail every time because I'm gonna call you on it. So let's go ahead and check this one out. This is another one. Let's go ahead and break this down. Are you guys entertained? Is this educational? You got a lawyer in here with the suit in the middle of the day on a Friday. This is what we're doing. Y'all make sure y'all, since I'm clout chasing, keep paying me now. Don't quit. I'm in full Blizzard King mode right now. Let me put my Cash App up. Kevin, I know you understand. Let me put my cash. This is entertainment. This is what y'all wanted, right? This is the type of entertainment that you need, right? This is what y'all, because you didn't learn from my brother. You didn't hear him when he said, hey, we need to get married. The marriage rate is down. Blah. You didn't hear that. This is what you guys want, because this is who you are. You see what I'm saying? You want what? You want to laugh. You were insulted by the brother, right? You were insulted by him telling you, hey, baby, you're too big. You husky, you look like you play fullback for the Husky Heifers. You're too big. Sir, you don't have anything to offer a woman. Why would she want to be with you? This is what y'all wanted. And all you trolls out there, all you dudes making these response videos and reaction videos, I want y'all to react to this. React to this. This is what I want you to react. React to me roasting you trolls. Okay? Let's do that. Let's get this reaction popping. I want to hear about that. Let's go on over here. So now, let me pull this screen back up because I want y'all to make sure y'all see it. It's important that you get the full effect of it, right? So again, so we got hit the number 1 button. Let's keep it popping now. We need a laugh, but I will say this. This was good therapy for me. I did need this laugh. Let me move this out the way. I want to move this out. I want y'all to be able to read the whole thing, okay? I want y'all to come on. I need some more. Y'all need to contribute to the Cash App. The Cash App is light. I ain't gonna be reading jokes all day unless y'all contribute to the Cash App. I'm not doing it. Where's my Cash App thing at? I don't know how the hell to get this thing. There we go. Cash App Super Chat. So this one said, Lazier, and I hate when people do this. No hate intended, brother. As soon as somebody says no hate intended, brother, or with all due respect, or I don't mean any disrespect, they about to say some disrespectful stuff as soon as that. That's just how people are. All right. So guess I recognize the tactic. You said no hate intended, brother, but you lack class. And your responses are juvenile and unbecoming of a grown man and a lawyer. I'm not saying this on behalf of the women, but as a man, tighten up, bro. Sir. I don't know if you've ever practiced law before, but you don't know petty until you've been in the inside of a courtroom in anywhere in America, especially the criminal court. But the civil court, we tacky with our we're cheeky, we're petty with our words. We say stuff like that you don't understand, like learned. Like the learned opposing counsel. Whenever you see somebody say learned opposing counsel, that means dumbass opposing counsel thought this, or the appellate courts will say the learned judge, the learned and knowledgeable judge. That means this big Trump appointed dummy doesn't know what the hell he's talking about. That's what that means. Okay. So you see what he came with. And of course, my response is he was being courteous. I wanted to let him know I read your BS. And I raise you some more BS. Sir, with all courtesy and respect, dignity, honor, and respect, I don't give two shits from an elephant's ass about your opinion. And I say that with all class and dignity that you deserve. You see what I'm saying? This is what I've been doing all night. This is good fun for me. I know Kevin told me not to do it, but what y'all don't know is that sometimes, and I shouldn't I shouldn't be giving this away, but Kevin was making phone calls at night and telling people to go holler at other, create certain material to address certain people. So, Kevin wasn't squeaky clean. Don't let him fool you. All right, just because he was nice don't mean he didn't have people like me around. And there is a reason why he brought me around. So I can do just this stuff. Now here's a fool. This cat right here, he decided to jump in my inbox yesterday at 2:28 p.m. I'm over here trying to get plans together and take care of things. And this fool, he says, why did you and Melanie, and this is Melanie King, because the rumor is out that me and Melanie, it's always the light-skinned people's fault, right? Me and Melanie, holla at me, Melanie, it's the light-skinned people's fault. We killed Kevin. They said, why did you and Melanie set up for Kevin to be killed? First of all, you need to get your subject-verb agreement together. That's the first thing you need to do, sir. All right, why did you, and spell your U's out, okay? I want you to do that, all right? Why did you and Melanie set up for Kevin to be killed? Bro, I know what you said. I speak Ebonics, but I'm just saying, why did you, okay, so my response is, why did your ugly ass daddy set you up to look like him, right? And then here's the cold part. Then he get mad. Now you mad? Fake ass lawyer. Come on, bro. I said, your mama's front teeth are fake. And then he said, you really think people gonna take you seriously, acting like a NIGGA? Grow the F up. You're 48, acting like a middle school. And then I said, oh, you mad? Oh, we in words now. We in words now. Cause when people get, okay, translation for the melanin challenge folks in here. When black people start calling you the N-word, that mean they mad. They mad. And that's why I'm saying, oh, you mad? You mad now? See, he was mad. So guess what I did? I said, what? And then he wouldn't respond anymore. I said, where you at? You where you at, goat mouth? I got time today. And then of course I hit him with that Louisiana slang, because y'all spent some time in Louisiana. I said, use a broad. Learned that in law school from one of my Louisiana homeboys. Shout out to Stephen Sterling and Elvin Sterling. Use a broad. He wasn't ready for that. You understand what I'm saying? I fight with trolls. I know I shouldn't. I apologize, but I'm good at it. I enjoy it. It's hilarious. I needed this laugh. This has probably been like the most fun that I've had in the past week, roasting these trolls. They deserve it. And the truth is, when you can send these trolls away with their feelings hurt, that makes them think twice about jumping in somebody else's box. And I love to respond to them, and then they respond back with their little funky feelings hurts. You see what I'm saying? Here go another one for you. I got another one for you. And it lets me know, okay, I got you. You tried it. It didn't work. You failed. And now you can go, tuck your little tails between your legs. You can't. See, here's the thing. I'm the type of dude, not only will I beat you in the dozens, then I'm going to beat your ass. You see what I'm saying? Because I'm 6'5" and aggressive. So after I get through roasting you, then I'm going to beat your ass. How about that? Then it's a no-win situation for you, because I don't have a filter. That's why I'm a lawyer. You see what I'm saying? So just keep that in mind. Okay? So here's another one I got for y'all. Since y'all having fun, I needed this. We needed these jokes. And mind you, they deserved it. Why did they deserve it? Because they started with me. I don't go off looking for nobody. I ain't bothering nobody. I mind my business. That's all I do is sip my tea by myself. Here goes someone else. Handsome Sons. And this is a whole video not even related. So people are going through my catalog now. Why you fellas should do something. And this is what I'm saying. This is what the video said. This is me, my boys in the back. Why you fellas should do something nice for your ex-wives and baby mama. I was taking some to my ex-wife, took a nice gift for Christmas or Valentine, because I like to do that. Because sometimes you got to give them something. These women, they need something. You got to give them something, show you cool. She might give you an extra couple days of visitation. I do what I have to do to get by. All right. Now that my boys are older, it don't matter no more. You see what I'm saying? You know, they pretty soon they'll have cars that can come over here with daddy when they want to. But when they were 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 years old, I had to be nice to my ex-wife. Otherwise, she'll hold me to the requirements of the damn child support agreement. I barely see my kids. You see what I'm saying? So sometimes you bring her some flowers and then she'll let you have them for a couple of extra hours. Praise God. But anyway, so this is what that video is about. Trying to get dudes to be a little nicer to their baby mamas and such and so on. You know what she said? Handsome sons, but the legacy of lies your dad Dennis will leave. And then I said, your sorry ass pappy was a liar. You know, short and to the point. I got the point across. But anyway, you know, this is some people say, oh, this is beneath you. I don't believe that. I believe this is an appropriate level of response for these folks. Because unfortunately, the only thing they respond to is when you hurt their feelings. You see what I'm saying? And you have to just go ahead and hurt their feelings. You see? And if you don't, they will keep coming after you. So what I want you to do is use my references. Feel free to call anybody you want. Call them goat mouth. That's one of my favorites. Goat mouth. What else? Talk about their mama. Talk about their daddy. You know, don't hold back. You know, a lot of people, especially ones, you know, they got bad teeth. Tell them about their missing teeth. Tell them all that. Tell them they look like, you sound like you have halitosis. Okay, that's a good one. You sound as though you have halitosis, right? Now, they might not know what that is, but you can explain that to them. You see, because it's levels to the jokes, you know, and I want you all to feel free to go after these trolls 100%, mash the gas on them. We got all weekend, right? And we're going to do it in celebration, all right? See, my brother, Kevin Samuels, was holding me back from my true destiny, and that is to light these trolls up. I had plans. I had big plans. I was creating a database of all the YouTubers that I can't stand, right? I had a database. I had their names, their social security numbers, their birth dates. I got some of them, I got the prison records, and I got the penitentiary records. You know how when they have to, they're the ones that end up, you know, braiding hair with a dude between their legs and washing underwear. I know all the secrets. All you penitentiary dudes, all you tough guys on the internet. Yeah, I'm cool with your warden. So I got your prison jacket. I know what you've been doing in there. You came out all big and bad. You was bad, all right. You was big and bad. You was big on something in there. Putting the Kool-Aid on your lips, doing what you had to do to survive. I get it. It was tough times in there. You had to do what you had to do. You was gay for the stay. Praise God. I'm glad you made it out. But I was developing all of the information I needed just so I could blast people. You see what I'm saying? But Kevin said, no, don't do that. Don't do that, man. That's a waste of time. We got an empire to build. But see, now that we're not building the empire, now that my friend is dead, I'm going to continue amassing all that information on you clown hats, and I'm going to wait for you to do something. And let me tell you something else I'm going to do. I'm going to start planting information about myself on the internet, just so you clowns can bait. I like to fish. Anybody like to fish? Hit the #1 button if you like to fish. Okay, I like fishing. Y'all like fishing? So what you do is, in order to have a fish bite the bait, you got to put the right bait out there. So let me make the announcement right now. I'm going to put some scandalous stuff on the internet about myself just so y'all can bite it and make shows and videos about it. Because in order for me to sue you for defamation, which is over and above, and I'm giving y'all Negroes some legal advice because I want to smoke. In order for me to sue you for defamation and get punitive damages and punish you and make sure your children and none of your family ever has anything for decades to come, I need to be able to get you to say something that's a flat out lie. Okay, so I'm gonna put some scandalous stuff out there, like I was stomping kittens in the middle of Crenshaw Boulevard at 15 years old. Something real bad. You know what I'm saying? Something worse, worse than that. I'm just playing. But I'm gonna plant that information out there. And then y'all are going to do a bunch of videos about it. And the lawsuit is going to follow like the following day. And I'm going to sue all y'all for defamation. I'm going to take your houses, your welfare checks. I'm taking your food stamps. I'm seizing the money that you was trying to $25 you was trying to pay to your baby mama for child support. I'm taking all that. I'm gonna put a lien against any proceeds you have, any tax returns you get. And see, federal court allows me to do. It's not like state court. See, state court is different. State court, they got limitations and rules and all that. Federal court, I can seize police cars if I get a federal court judgment. That's why they always settle those federal court judgments. You understand what I'm saying? So I'm gonna plant some information out there by myself. Horrible stuff. He's a horrible man. Look at him. You know what I'm saying? And you're not gonna figure out, well, he's a lawyer. How could he be that bad if he's a lawyer? That don't make sense. He been robbing banks and beating up kids and shooting for that don't make. But you're gonna talk about it because you're stupid. And all I got to do is put it out there. And the first thing you're gonna do is talk about it. And then I'm gonna sue you. I want everybody to know Uncle D is setting them up. Everybody type in the chat room, set them up. Just type it, set them up. Uncle D is setting them up. Set up. Say S-E-T-U-P for those of you guys who are phonically challenged. Set up. Say Uncle D, what? Set up. I want y'all to remember this day is March 13th, 2022. The setup is coming. I'm gonna put some information out there that's a flat out lie that I've conjured up on my own, and then I'm gonna sue you. Okay? So I can take your things. And it doesn't matter if you're in New York, Hawaii, Chicago, Illinois, anywhere, California, Florida, I'm gonna sue you. And then I'm gonna put you out of business. And here's the other thing I'm gonna do. I'm gonna give you the option. Either you're gonna pay this judgment or you're gonna turn over the password and the email to your YouTube account. Y'all hear that? That's cold-blooded. Either you're gonna give me this money or you're gonna get a password and email to your YouTube account. And guess what I'm gonna do with that? I'm gonna be broadcasting from your channel. That's what I'm gonna do to you. And I'm letting you know ahead of time. See, there's a reason why Kevin wanted me around. Kevin wanted me around because I'm treacherous. I'm not nice. And see, it's not just knowing what to do, it's the willing to do it. And I'm willing to do it. That's why he wanted me around. Now, my friend is gone now, and it makes me very sad. But I'm okay with being sad if I'm left alone. But if you give me a reason to be angry, then instead of being sad, I'm going to be angry. And then I'm going to come after you. The person, whoever it is attacking. So you all are just making an enemy out of somebody like myself who has nothing to do all day but sit up and plot and plan on how to bring you down. This is where I am. Now, one day, maybe I'll feel better. But the fact of the matter is, I took 10 years to write 3 books, which are 700 pages long, on conflict. Not necessarily how to resolve conflict, but how to spark conflict up. And so now you're making enemies out of someone like me. That should tell you something about me. It should. And I don't want you to be afraid. That's the last thing I want you to be. What I want you to be, I want you to continue doing the same things you've been doing. Now, let's share you one more. Hit the KS button for my dead homeboy. That's what I want y'all to do. Hit the KS button for my dead homeboy. I know this beneath me. I shouldn't be doing this, but God damn it, I'm having a good time and I need to laugh. Okay? God, I'm enjoying myself. So someone again, they keep picking on me and Melanie. Why? I mean, what is the problem? Where's somebody tell Melanie I said, what's up, cuzzo? Tell I said, what's happening, cousin? Since we must be related. That's what y'all think. All light-skinned people are related anyway, because we light-skinned. I know that's what y'all think. But anyway, she said, evil, you and Melanie. Where are these phonically challenged people coming from, right? But anyway, I took it back to middle school and I said, your mama's evil. And then of course, they got mad, right? You set up Kevin and the Most High will repay an eye for an eye. You touch God's anointed. We know that your mama is so that had a bad, you don't even know what you said. And then of course I finished. I said, your mama set your raggedy ass daddy up. And that's why your ass is ugly. And I said, You big musty goat mouth buck tooth bastard. Yeah, man, I took it back to Mississippi on that one, man. But sometimes, you know, let me cut it out. Let me come down. Let me come down. I know this is so unbecoming of me, but you know, sometimes you need it. Everybody deals with their issues of longing and sorrow in their own way. Okay. But either way, thank you guys. I appreciate it. But be warned, I'm telling you guys, we're gonna regulate these YouTube streets. They're out of pocket. You know, I can't control everything, but the thing about being a man, you realize what you can't control, but you control what you can control. And I'm the perfect person situated to do it. You can't shame me. You can't stop me. I don't care what you say. I'm going to keep coming back. Doesn't matter what you think about me. I'm going to keep coming back. And trust me, I don't like you as much as you don't like me. For those of you guys who don't. But see, the difference between me, I'm going to give you a reason not to like me. That's how I feel about you trolls. That's how I feel about, because see, here's what I realize. You're part of the reason why the Black American culture is dying. You unscrupulous, lack of integrity having idiots are the reason why we can't go back to the society that we once had. So you're a problem. See, you didn't like the prophets. You didn't like the Martin Luther Kings. You treated Malcolm X bad while he was alive. You disrespected Frederick Douglass. You ignored Marcus Garvey. You thought W.B. Du Bois was a fool. Brother Kevin Samuels come along. All he tried to do was get you to date each other again. And you gave him a hard time, and now he's gone. So all the prophets are gone. Now all you have left are the warriors. That's it. That's all you have left. So shout out to all the warriors. Shout out to all the men who are willing to help clean this place up. We are not playing with you. All you do is hide behind the keyboards. I've already screenshot your PayPal accounts. I'm going to get your banking information. I'm going to find out your address, your cell phone, your social security number. It's over. It may not happen today, may not happen next week, but it's on. Just know that somebody is hunting for you because you're using this platform to help destroy Black America. And if YouTube won't do anything about it, then we as Black men have to begin to do something about it. I ask each and every one of you all, when you see these clown boxes out here saying horrible things about Kevin Samuels, y'all make sure y'all give them the blues in their comment section. You make sure you describe every aspect of their being in the most detestable and horrible way in which you can think. My preference is to refer to them as goat mouth. I like that term. It's befitting and it's often underused. But go ahead and give them the blues, y'all. And you know, as far as my tactics, don't worry about it. Clearly they work for me, right? I'm enjoying myself. It's my way of letting off a little steam. But in the meantime, thank you all so much. I love you. Oh, please subscribe to the channel. You're going to have to do it today, because if you don't do it today, then you will not be able to comment on the at the memorial. Okay, so keep that in mind. I want everybody who wants to say something. His mom will be watching. I'm telling you, his mom is going to be watching. Kevin Samuels' mom is going to be watching, and I want her to enjoy what she sees and have a good time. All right. Now I'm gonna, since you guys have hung with me so long, I'm gonna give you a little preview, okay, of what's to come this weekend. All right. So I want you to check it out. If you appreciate what you're seeing, if you want to be involved in this, we got some really special guests coming in, some great people. It's gonna be a wonderful platform, a wonderful broadcast. It's something epic for YouTube, something that's never been done. One of our own. We're putting him to rest. So make sure you tune in Sunday at 3 p.m. Central Standard Time. But in the meantime, I want you to check this out. This is just a little precursor of what's going on. I got stuff a little, so show your appreciation by hitting the #1 button. Thank you guys so much. I'll see you guys soon, but check this out. This is good stuff. So we appreciate you, Kevin. This is from my family to yours, to you. And you've been so much to our family. You've introduced me to this
beautiful woman who's soon to be my wife. But
She shot a shot.
She got that significant character. Significant character.
There's so many of these little catchphrases.
Yes. I was actually listening to that broadcast with you three with the city.
Oh, wow.
And I was like, oh, let me go back to the Facebook group real quick.
Which one was it? The shoot the shot video? And the thing is, her family has Dominican roots. And so I was looking at her. I'm gonna check this out. Yeah, baby. I won't break. Woo! This the Ooh collection?
Yeah.
Oh shit. Thank you.
I was thinking
It's a good day.
Sons of all, but then I was like, what's the
This is the ginger one. Rust. Pink. That's new. Amber. Yeah. You can give it a shout out. You can give it a shout out next time you do the show. You can give it a shout out.
I'm gonna get the oud collection, one of the best oud collections in the world, and nobody really knows about this. I need to talk about these. Told you, I've been people out of fragrances. Thank you, guys.
Thank you, sir.
My name is Kobe Burt, and I'm 36 years old, and I'm from Pensacola, Florida. I've been a fan of Kevin Samuels for a little over a year and a half now. Kevin helped me understand my value as a Black man. He also equipped me with tools on how to properly vet a potential wife. He taught me how important it is for Black men to take control of our image. Kevin Samuels was the blueprint for becoming the best version of yourself, all while remaining confident, intelligent, and assertive. Kevin started a much needed conversation within the Black community, and it took the world by storm. Kevin will be dearly missed, and may he continue to rest in peace.
Kevin Samuels, you came into my life a little over a year ago when I started watching your content, and you were that father figure that I never had growing up. I grew up just like you. Single mother raised, middle class household. Papa was a Rolling Stone. He wasn't really there. I had to learn a lot of things on my own, and come to find out I was so behind in life until I came into your content. You have taught me so much about adulthood, manhood, leveling up, high value men. And listen, Kevin Samuels, I have leveled up so much in life to say I'm only 21 years old due to your content, due to everything that you have taught me. And I promise you, I will be a high value man in years to come, thanks to you, the Godfather. Kevin, we love you. I love you. And everything that you have taught me, I will instill it into my children, my little cousins, and any young man that I see that needs help and guidance growing up. Kevin, I thank you because you instilled that into me, and I'm going to take that and instill it into someone else. Thank you. Love you, Kevin.
One of the many messages I learned from Brother Kevin Samuels is to be the best version of yourself. If you know you got something going on, if you got issues that need to be addressed, get help, whether it be therapy or, and like in my case, I hired a life coach. I spent the money. I invested in myself. It's been a great help, and I wouldn't have never done that if I hadn't heard it from somebody who looked like me. I did have a father in my life, but he worked so much like many of our fathers that there was a void. Kevin filled that void. I'll be eternally grateful for Kevin Samuels, eternally grateful for the sacrifice the family gave, for giving him to us. And I just want to thank you all, say God bless, and just know that he meant a lot to a lot of us. And it was just a short time, but the lasting effects are going to be forever. Thank you so much.
43. Man, real mixed emotions right now. All I can say is greatest that did it. The first man that actually spoke what we men have been feeling, but didn't have the galls to say. He was the one that actually took it to that level, man. And he just didn't talk, you know what I mean? This is a subject Kevin studied, you know what I'm saying? Because I see a lot of people talking about, you know, his failed marriages and blase. And all I got to say to that man is, you know, look, the man studied the subject. The man said true. It hurts. I'm one that I can definitely tell you, truth hurts, but all I'm gonna say is definitely gonna be missed, brother. Rest easy. See you next life cycle.
All right, this is Uncle D. And as I always say at this time, I'm out.